comparison video on Kartopu Organica as well as the Catania from, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's a German brand, very popular German brand, Schaschenmeer. I should have looked that up before, but Catania and Organica, these have been provided for me by our friends at Hobium Yarns who have such great customer service as well as beautiful yarns that I use every day. Yeah, so the reason why I wanted to compare these two is the reason being that a lot of friends have told me that they really like both and that they are interchangeable and things like that. Upon just glancing at them, yeah, they do look very similar. They are both 100% cotton. They're both 50 grams. And then the length of it is different, is it? Oh no, it's the same, 125 meters. Excuse me. So, the thing I noticed about both these yarns is that they're both tightly spun. So you can see here that it's very unlikely that it will split. Like as you're hooking, sometimes if it's loosely spun, then the hook goes in between the yarn itself, which can be very frustrating if you're not used to that. I don't mind the loosely spun yarns, but if you do, these are tightly spun, which is really, really great. Now I wanted to show the label here. For the Organica, it's recommending a 2 to 2.5 millimeter crochet hook. And over here, it's recommending a 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. So the label itself is already different. So it's showing that this is slightly thicker. And I'm going to have to agree with that because what I did was I made some balls with the Amigurumi stuffing. So with the Organica as well as the Catania, I used the same hook size. I used 2.25 millimeter. And as you can see, even though it's the exact same ball, the Catania is much, much bigger. So I think the Organica for Amigurumi 2.25 is excellent, and this one is a bit tight, and I actually made another ball and I used a 2.75 millimeter. No. I used a 2.5 millimeter. So let me see if I have that in my box because I have a feeling I don't know where it is because I think, you know, we were throwing all these balls around, so I don't know where it is. But when I was using the other hook size, it was a lot easier on my hand. So as you can see, the Organica has kind of like a sheen. It's very shiny. And the stitch definition is quite nice. I'm trying to bring it closer. I had no problem with it splitting, and I think it's just excellent if you're looking for a thin yarn. So I highly recommend a 2.25 millimeter hook, and of course it really depends on your own tension. I have a very loose tension, so 2.25 millimeter works for me. And then yeah, I wouldn't recommend 2.25 with the Catania. I would recommend 2.5 millimeter. However, this one also has a slight sheen. It is not as shiny as this one. I don't know if the camera is picking that up or not. Yeah, a little bit. It's like a little bit of a sheen. It's not exactly matte. It's the stitch definition is so beautiful. To be honest, I love both. I guess it really depends. If you want really tiny stitches, maybe Organica is the way to go. And then if you want it to be like a slightly bigger, then Catania is great. And I know that some of you really love that kind of mercerized cotton shiny look. And some of you might not, because I really love matte yarn. I am falling in love with these because I just think they're beautiful. But you know, the Cottony is of similar thickness as, you know, somewhere in between the Organica as well as the Catania. and a 2.5 or 2.25 depending on your tension is really great with this one. But you can see that this one is not shiny at all. It's loosely spun, and I think because it is loosely spun, it makes the it makes for a very soft looking fabric. So I have, let me see, I have made this in Cottony, and you can see that it also has beautiful stitch definition. However, it is not shiny at all. There's no sheen. And so it really depends on, you know, what you're looking for. So I think as far as weights of yarn, they're all very similar. They're all very similar, but it just depends on the finishing of the yarn. And you know, I was like showing some of my friends and they said they can't tell the difference. But for me, I can see the difference. This one's definitely more matte, and I think it's really just lovely. This is the Lamia Cottony, which is, you know, it's my favorite. It's my favorite yarn. But these are a close second, I have to say, because the sheen just makes it look so nice. I think it looks expensive, actually, the yarn itself. I mean, this one I think so too. And the Cottony always gives me kind of like a retro, an old school vibe. But they have a million colors. I mean, in any of the ones that you choose, they just have so many colors. But I really do love the Cottony a lot. And let's see, if you are looking for thicker yarn that is matte like this one, I would recommend the Lamia Pastel Cotton, which is this one. And this is actually a free pattern on Hobium Yarn's blog. It's by my friend May of Amigurumi, and it's quite easy. Yeah, this one is the Lamia Pastel Cotton, and it's just so soft. It's really soft. I think though the white is the Lamia Pastel Cotton, and is this one, or is this one? The white is definitely the Lamia Pastel Cotton. I'm not sure about the other ones because I didn't have the labels on it, but yeah, the white is, and it's super soft, super lovely, and I used it to hold, you know, I'm holding some of my buttons in here. But yeah, so these are some that I highly recommend. And yeah, please leave me a comment letting me know which one you prefer. Are you a like a shiny fan, like a sheen over the yarn, or are you a matte fan? I was matte for many years. I really didn't like that shiny look until recently, because I've been playing around with these yarns and just, oh, I'm just really loving it so much. And I think it photographs really well too, this kind of shiny yarn. I liked the matte before because in general I don't like shiny things. I think maybe even in photographs I prefer matte photos, and you know, books I prefer matte finish, but I don't know, this kind of like glossy feel is really winning me over. I am really excited to see how these work up, these Catania colors. So the thing is with variegated yarns, I'm not sure if I've talked about this before on Hobium's YouTube channel, but the thing with variegated yarns for me is like the color change, right? So is it a quick color change or is it a short color change? And usually because there are so many colors, I always have a difficult time in amigurumi to make it look tasteful. So I'm thinking about pairing it with like a maybe just a plain color, and then putting these colors in every now and then. So I will be playing around with this, and then I'll be checking back with you to let you know how it's going. But I really love these rainbow colors. Aren't they pretty? So this one has like just the regular rainbow colors, and yeah, it's just the rainbow colors here. However, this one has like black and gray. Is it gray? I guess the way it's dyed, some of it is gray, but it has kind of like a darker feel, and I really think that is really beautiful. So I'm very curious how these will work up, and yeah, I think I'll let you know. And I think these would make Hong Kong is very noisy, the city life over here. Pardon the honking, but I think these would make really great socks, or if you're knitting with it, I love the way that these line up, these little stripes. So that I guess they are self-striping, but in crochet, as you know, is a bit different. So I'm curious, very curious how these will work up. But yeah, this is just a really short video. I just really wanted to show you the comparison between the Catania as well as the Organica over here. And as you can see, very similar, very similar. And it just really depends on what you want. The Organica definitely thinner, slightly thinner than the Catania. Both have a sheen. Organica has more of a sheen, more glossy, a little bit less glossy with the Catania, and no sheen at all with the Cottony. So I hope that this was very informative and helpful. If not, then maybe you enjoyed a cup of tea with me. But yeah, it's lovely to be able to say hi again on this community channel. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you Hobium Yarns for providing the yarns for this video today. I hope you all have a very nice day and keep healthy, be happy, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.